Hello, welcome to today's episode of Rawkode Live. This is the Clustered series, a show in which me and a friend and guest will do our best to fix broken Kubernetes clusters. The catch is they are broken by members of the Kubernetes community in weird, wild, wonderful, and scary ways. Now, before we begin today, I've got a little bit of housekeeping. First, please subscribe and click the bell on YouTube so you get alerts and notifications for more episodes of Clustered and the other cloud native content that I am producing. Also, if you are Discordy inclined and like to chat, we always have an active community of people chatting about cloud native Kubernetes and a whole bunch of other stuff. Come and join us. And finally, I need to thank and want to thank my employer, Equinix Metal. They provide the time and resources for me to invest in this show and hopefully produce learning materials so that we can all learn together. If you want to check out Equinix Metal, you can use the code RAWKODELIVE. It will get you $50 in credit, which is around 100 hours of compute. So enjoy. Let's see if I remember how to make that disappear. Hey, there we go. All right, now today I am joined by Duffie Cooley. Hey Duffie, how's it going?
Quite well. It's going great. I'm looking forward to this one. This will be super fun. Great to see such an awesome audience. Good to see Sam and Rich. I think Sam might be giggling with glee in the background, but I'm not sure.
Yes, definitely. We've got loads of comments coming in. I'll get a few more of those on while we chat. Do you want to just give us the quick TLDR on Duffie, who you are, what you're up to, and then we'll get started?
Sure. I'm a CNCF ambassador. I was actually pulled in as a CNCF ambassador last year after applying for quite a while, and I'm super excited about being here and helping kind of get the word out for Kubernetes technologies, cloud native technologies, and that sort of stuff. In the past, I've worked for companies like CoreOS and Heptio, and really helped a number of folks just kind of learn about things through things like TGIK and stuff like that. It was like it was such a blast, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of it. So I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Oh no, it's definitely my pleasure. You are a font of knowledge when it comes to all of this stuff, and you've been not only just helping me in private through DMs whenever I get stuck on stuff, but also you come on and join the comments and help us all out during the episode. So I'm stoked for today's episode. Yay. Okay, I think we just need to dive right in. Our first cluster is, in fact, we have a comment from Siam already. So hey Siam is the first breaker, cluster 011. So we're going to pop the screen share on. We're going to use my now I think it's my favorite tool for doing this, but Teleport, which just gives us the ability to share a session and pair on this in real time while showing and sharing it with people that are watching. So Duffie,
yeah. My goodness,
do you have it opened? I can't believe I don't know if you have this word in the US. Do you know what a menchie is? Is that a Scottish word maybe?
Sure.
All right, okay. What this is, like a tag. Yeah. All right, Siam is definitely.
That is really pretty. I wonder if that was done with is that under bash RC? I'm up here. Anyway, never mind.
All right, so Siam has broken our first cluster, and we're going to do our best to fix it. How do you want to start? What have you got in mind?
I'm gonna link in.
Oh yeah, let's confirm you can typey. That's me. Let's see if we can see you. I'm going to just make that.
I'm connected and typing in cluster 11.
So you probably click connect. Can you go to active sessions and join my session?
Sure.
Sorry, we should have covered this. That's my fault. Oh, and Siam is left. So while you join that session, Siam has told us that each node has something different. So I'm going to quickly just share that. What have we got here?
Where do I see session?
Subscribe to Rawkode. So if you look at my screen here, you'll see there's activity, and then on activity there's active sessions.
I gotcha.
All right, okay. Let's just see what these other two nodes say. We got welcome Duffie, nice, and the last one, Duffie rocks. Duffie does rock, definitely.
Is this working? Do you see me saying hi?
Yeah, there's a bug when you join that it means that I have to reload, but I can see it. You're typing. We are good. So you're symlinking something.
Yeah.
Aha. Normally I just export it, but it's nice to see other ways of doing this.
Oh, we're already good. See, there's already 4 nodes. We're finished. We can just bounce to the next couple.
Yeah, it's rare on this show that we are able to even run a get nodes out the box. So, thank you for taking it easy on us, maybe as I am, although we don't know what's in store, so I shouldn't cut my chickens yet.
Oh, it's not looking good for Rook. They're not happy. CSI's okay. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of like doing a look around just to see what we're looking at and that kind of thing. One of the things a lot about these sessions that I think is super interesting is that because we're using Cluster API and kubeadm together, we can make a bunch of assumptions about how things work. And I wanted to talk about that for a minute because I remember really being surprised by this. It is actually really, it would be really a fast fix to do a thing like grab the kubeadm configuration from the config map inside the cluster and then leverage that to just reset all the manifests. So if what we were doing was erasing the clock to get this cluster back up, that is exactly how I would approach this, right? I would jump into I'd grab the kubeadm configuration from the cluster, and I would leverage that, do kubeadm reset, do kubeadm init, and just blow everything back to a healthy space. But we don't do that here, right? Here we're trying to figure out how it broke. So I kind of dig that, actually.
Yeah, definitely. It's I like to think that it's not just about fixing the clusters, but it's about really trying to dig in and see what went wrong and understand flags. Like, one of the really cool things for me on this 5 episodes and those 6 episodes is I've discovered flags on the controllers that I had no idea that existed. And just exploring the API and the configuration in that way, I find super interesting. It's just
very cool
and part fun. Definitely part fun. Okay, let's talk about what you're typing right now. So we ran a get nodes and we had 2 unready, and one looked like it possibly had a taint on it. We've ran a get pods. We're seeing that Rook is pretty unhappy. I'm assuming possibly due to the not ready nodes. And then you're taking a look at the pods in the default namespace, and we can see my workload does appear to be working, but we've got a couple of random workloads also sitting there. And then you've run a cry control PS as well.
Yeah, and then I was going to make cry control PS work real quick. So let me just pull up the thing for that.
What did I do?
I'm not sure. There's a thing that we did in kind.
I swear I know what I'm doing. I've hit the wrong button.
There's a thing we did in kind, which I think is super handy, and I wanted to share that with you. Let's see if I paste in here. Copy. Okay. can. Sweet.
Rory McEwen is saying we should take off a nuclear cluster from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Exactly. But nuking it would be like super fast, but it wouldn't really be super educational. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting a configuration file in Etsy called crikettle.yaml. And if you populate this like with something that looks like this, runtime endpoint, and then you point it at the container D socket, then you can just use crikettle PS, crikettle pods.
I think there was also some news this week as well, wasn't there? I think that Nerd Control was donated to the Container D and Cloud Native Foundation project.
It is, yeah. It has been brought into the project, but I think crikettle is not going anywhere, right? crikettle is more like around kind of the implementation of what the container runtime for Kube looks like. Nerdkettle's project is actually even cooler by Akira Suda, and what he's doing is he's writing effectively like an abstraction that makes it look and feel and work like Docker. Because like I don't know if you've ever tried to use Containerd directly to like interact with Docker primitives. Like, can you start a container, pull a container, mount a volume, exec. There are a bunch of those things that we would normally use in troubleshooting that exist in CRI Kettle, but doing those things in CTR is definitely a cognitive load to like get that to work. And Nerd Kettle looks to offset that, because with Nerd Kettle, you could just use Nerd Kettle like you would Docker, but instead of going to the Docker abstraction, you're going directly to Containerd. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, so let's see if your workload is working. Can you want to try doing a proxy and seeing if your website is open? I'm actually kind of curious if Cyan broke that first.
Let's see. We can do a port forward. Plus, we have a new sample workload now. No longer just a boring old WordPress system.
Oh, I want to hear more about this.
I can't remember what port I'm running on, but we're going to find out if it's port 80. I think I would have done port 80.
Do you have a port forward to the control plane? Because right now you're running on the control.
Yeah, I should know better. Okay, let me do that from here. This is cluster 011. I'm going to export, make sure I can run get pods. There we go, okay. And I did 8080 on that previous one, so I'm going to do it again. Let's see.
Hello.
Maybe not working. We're not getting a connection reset on the port forward side, which makes me think I do have the right port. But I think my application... Let me zoom in.
Oh my.
We have... Yep.
We have our first clue.
Yeah, so there is something weird. So let me explain the sample workload then. It is a very simple Rust-based application that prints a video on the screen of me. But I wanted to make sure we had some connectivity within the cluster. So I added a quotes feature that pulls in some quotes from people in the Kubernetes and Cloud Native community and puts them on the screen for us. That look up to the database to grab a quote is failing, which tells me that our database service is unhappy or potentially some networking issue within our cluster. So we should try and work
Could
that
it
out.
be? I mean, it can't be DNS, right? Like, it's never DNS.
It's never TNS. No, I don't know why we have that saying at all. But we can see from our get pods that we ran there that, the Postgres DB that we're running in the same namespace does appear to be running and healthy. It's passing its probes. So I guess we should maybe take a look at the service before we dig into anything else. Oh, you're no, or just let you type away.
Take a look at Cube System. CoreDNS is terminating 3 days ago. Why would it be stuck in terminating? That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's interesting. But we do have 2 working copies of CoreDNS. So that means it's not DNS, by the way. Just FYI. That's maybe too bold a statement to make this early on in the episode.
Fair.
In fact, we've got 2 long terminating. Interesting. The Packet Cloud Controller Manager seems to be dying 3 days as well. Are you sourcing the completion? Yeah, there we go.
Using a rocket syntax.
Is that what it's called? The rocket syntax? Got it.
That's the way I learned about it.
So what's your hunch here? You've taken a look at the pods and kube system. You're now pulling out a config map. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that somebody has messed with the configuration of CoreDNS at least, and it might be because it's terminating. Terminating is super interesting. Like that is terminating. I want to look at the events for that and figure out like why it's terminating, why it hasn't actually already been deleted. So there might be also something happening with the controller manager not doing cleanup or something else funky happening there. It looks like the controller manager has restarted a few times, and so there might be something defined in that position. So my plan of attack is take a look at the CoreDNS configuration, see if we can figure out what's keeping it from working. And then I want to go and look at the manifests on the Kubernetes manifest directory and check those for errors or weird stuff. And then, we'll go from there, see if we can get things working.
Yeah, we got a comment from Jason just saying, are all the nodes up, which we know 2 of them are unready from the get nodes command earlier. That probably would explain the terminating. I guess if that we can maybe dig into that if that seems to be the case and explain why that happened.
That's a very good point, actually. If the nodes aren't reachable, then if they've just kind of gone away, then the Kubernetes will keep those things around almost indefinitely, which is always kind of a surprise for me.
One of the things I've noticed as we do more of these episodes as well is that age on our config maps and other things is always very misleading because it's not edit, but the actual, usually the creation timestamp.
Yeah.
Steve Wade says, "Hey Duffy."
Steve!
Sorry, I know you're trying to think and stuff here, and I'm just going to keep throwing comments at you. But all right, so we're looking at the config map for core DNS. Let's see what we've got up here. I mean, I really should be getting a bit more familiar with this now, but we do have health ready, Kubernetes.
Yeah.
Is there
the other thing I'm doing?
Sorry, you go.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering, is there a way to know if this has been modified since the creation? Is this timestamp operation update here? Does this because this is the same as our creation timestamp? Can we assume this hasn't been touched? Is that correct?
Creation, if it's been just directly replaced, the creation timestamp would be different than the creation timestamp of the cluster.
Yeah. And we normally get a generation with config maps, right? I don't see that here though.
Yeah. Looks like it's 3 days old.
Yeah.
And it looks like, so 322, 1604, 1604. Yeah, it looks like, unless it was just directly replaced 3 days ago, this is probably not the thing I'm looking for.
Yeah. But can I say it? Can I say it? It's not DNS?
Well, it's not this part of DNS. There could be any number of other parts of DNS. Yeah, this all looks fine. Okay, so let's see. Dig. Oh, you mind if I install dig real quick?
No, install anything that we need. It's not dig on Ubuntu systems. It will be bind utils, I believe.
Bind dash utils, right?
I never remember. I always end up trying it both ways. Yeah, try no dash. Oh, bind 9 dash utils. There you go. Let's try to suggest it to us there. So bind 9 dash utils. Yeah. The amount of times I've done apt install dig, apt install DNS utils, apt install DNS dash utils, apt install bind utils. That I really should get better. At remembering the packages. And then you go to a Fedora or a CentOS system, and it's all different again. Okay, so we're now going to take a look at the service. I take it we're going to describe the Postgres service to see if we actually have any endpoints.
DNS would probably still resolve, but
would the DNS resolve if there were no endpoints? What would it resolve to? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Postgres. Oh, I typed it wrong.
That's that new keyboard of yours.
It is. This is what I mean by foundering. Here we go. All right, I'm almost there. I'm closing in on it. There it is.
Yeah, one extra R. There we go.
Bound. All right.
Oh, it has endpoints.
Is it? Yeah. I do think it's going to be DNS. So what I was going to do was dig. Keep it all. Run it. Let's see if built-in DNS is broken.
Siam asks, who's eating popcorn? I'm going to assume that's a rhetorical question, and you're sitting there giggling away watching us debug this. And we know that Jason is giggling. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for the support, mate. Okay,
What
so just Jason the Timber is laughing. That's all.
Error from server pods bash is forbidden. Post service check 888 check. Oh, nice. All right.
Okay, so what happened there? Okay, we've tried to run a bash image and we couldn't create a resource. Nice.
Very nice. So this is going to be an API. This is going to be an admission control thing.
So you're opening the manifest because you want to know if it's dynamic or if it's a static admission controller. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm looking at the admission controller flags and also any other configuration in admission to see what's been turned on. Looks like node RBAC is here, but there is an admission control config file, SE Kubernetes demo admission.json, which is Kubernetes. I don't see how this could mount. It's interesting. So I bet you it's just erroring out because it's not present. Let's see Kubernetes demo admission control. Let's take a look at it anyway.
Yeah, why not?
What has he done to us? Can we find out? Admission control JSON. All right. Okay, we're applying some certificates. We have a service check 888 check image, which is probably going to be a thing running inside of. I mean, somehow it's going to have to resolve this, but it doesn't look like it likely is. So a quick way to resolve this particular problem and move past it would be for us just to remove this admission controller, because it wasn't part of our original cluster.
So can I just clarify? Can you explain something to me here? Okay, so there was an admission controller JSON flag that pointed to this JSON file, which points to a kubeconfig file with some parameters. Oh, my teleport.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, wait, yeah. I think it's just because you're. Oh, you opened them. I thought my teleport had crashed, but we're good.
Oh no. What I wanted to look at the API server's configuration so we could look at what's happening in here, right? So what I was pointing out before, or what I was curious about, was whether the file was actually mounted into the manifest, because remember the API server is going to be running as a static pod, so all of the resources that static pod needs have to be mounted in, just like you'd mount anything else into a container.
Yeah.
So because if we go up here to the admission line, where it says admission control config file,
yep.
This line is pointing at that configuration file, which kicks off the whole set of things that allow the API server to interact with that admission webhook and see if it can get and see if the image that we're pulling is allowed or disallowed. I don't know what Siam put in the allow list or the deny list. It might still be in that demo directory somewhere, and we'll look at that a little bit more here in just a minute. But I think for now, what I want to do is drop this line.
Yeah, agreed.
And then just down here on enable admission plugins, can you see the other problem?
The image policy webhook on the end, and the node restriction.
That's the thing that tells it. It's like a two-parter in this particular admission control plugin, right? The first part is to enable the image policy webhook, which tells the API server we have a thing that it's just going to do image policy of validation, whether it's allowed or denied. And then the configuration file tells it where to go find that thing and how to ask it. Pitch that. Side note, do you know what node restriction does? This is so cool. It is really cool.
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear. What does it do?
What node restriction does is it's responsible for. So when I first started playing with Kubernetes, typically what people would do is they would like give every node like almost the same certificate, right? The same identity certificate. And all of the nodes are represented by a group called system nodes. And you would apply permissions to that system nodes object. And that means that any node in the cluster effectively was like God mode. It could read anything inside the cluster. It could do anything with its own credential. It was effectively unlimited, right? So if you could exploit the underlying node, you could easily take over the cluster because that credential that the node had, that was a high value credential. What node restriction does is it enforces that a node, as identified by its host name or by its node name, can only access those resources that are attributed to that node, right? So if you were to try and do kubectl get secrets all, in fact, let's just try this out real quick. It'll be really cool. Get secrets dash capital A. Oh, man. Working on it. I'm going to get it. Capital A dash config. This is node restriction. This is what that admission plugin is doing. Without that admission plugin, then all of the secrets would have just flushed to the disk, sort of flushed to the screen. Pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that is cool. Okay. Yeah,
it's like
I've
a really
seen
nice
that.
around for a little while.
I've seen that admission, that admission controller on a couple of episodes now, and wasn't sure if it was evil from one of the breakers or part of the setup, and I just kind of ignored it. So I'm glad you've taken the time to explain that.
Definitely a good thing. One of the other things, but you can do things like get nodes. You can do things like there are a bunch of other like more generic cluster-wide commands that you can still do with that credential. So if you were an attacker and you only had like a user-specific or namespace-specific credential, this is a way that you could escalate your privilege to have a cluster-wide read certificate if you took over the node. So interesting stuff.
Nice.
Anyway, go.
So we've removed that from our API server. Does that mean you should now be able to run that bash image? And is that still our plan going forward?
That's still my plan going forward.
Okay.
But we go deeper. Disable pod, check for labels, validation errors. SIAM has disabled pod creation on your cluster. Rule, check for labels. Failed at path, metadata labels app. So that means that we have CRD. Oh, nice. Oh, SIAM!
What do you see? I see chaos mesh.
I would just like to point these things out.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at it. Okay, so what I just ran here was I did kubectl get CRD, which is because I know that it's not going to be an admission anymore, right? The admission plugin pieces we've effectively taken care of. So anything else that's going to eat our lunch is going to be deployed inside the cluster. And those things that are deployed inside the cluster are almost always going to have to be registered with the cluster for them to work. There's a couple of different ways that we can see those things, or that Kubernetes can be extended to be able to support those things. Like one of them is custom resource definitions, right? And that's what I'm listing here is kubectl get cluster resource definitions. Lets me see, what is the other stuff that is available inside of this cluster that I could use, or that has been registered with the cluster. And what we see is a bunch of good stuff, right? We see a bunch of like custom resource definitions that end in chaosmesh.org. We see that Kyverno is enabled, which is probably the thing that is currently blocking us.
Yep.
But we also see that there has been some goosery, I use that term, goosery, to describe what has happened. Stress chaos. That's probably the best one-word thing ever, stress chaos.
Stress chaos.
Chaos. Also really good. All right. So, get NS. So likely he deployed this into something, right? So we have a couple of different namespaces here. We have Kyverno Kettle get ns dash r. So get dash a dash n.
Would you like me to do some typing?
And now the thing that's getting me is the dashes. I got to figure out how to remap that. What? Oh.
Oh, you did like the dash A instead of pods. Yeah.
I think it's dash all that I wanted.
Well, no, because you're specifying the namespace with dash n Kyverno. You've not set a resource. I'm assuming you want pods. Well, you wanted actually all. Okay.
All right. So we have our service running. We have a deployment. How does Kubernetes get populated? Kettle get API resources. Okay, so we're going to have cluster policies, which are CPOLs.
Yep.
We're going to have cluster report change requests. We're going to have generate requests. So I'm looking probably for CPOLs. So I'll get CPOL dash A.
Dun, dun, dun.
We take a look at it.
Yeah, I think that disabled pod policy is definitely something we want to take a look at.
All right. What do we got here? We have background tool, rules match, resource kind for pods, check for labels. Validate data. The message is this. Match resources, daemon sets, deployments, jobs, stateful sets. Oh, I'm tempted to do a replica set just to mess them up because it didn't get caught. And then disabled for that. Blocked cron jobs. I think replica set was the only one he forgot. Looks like.
Yeah, I think.
But for our purposes, go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess we just want to delete this terrible goosery policy, right?
That's what I want to see. Like, is there a way? Rules match. Validation failure action. Probably something that we could edit to make it approve or something, or ignore. So. What is this object again?
It's a CPOL cluster policy, yeah.
Hey. All right. I love when people actually do this. It's not everyone that does it today, but it's really cool.
So the explain command will allow us to get the documentation on the Open API definition for the policy, if I'm not mistaken. Is that close enough?
Yeah. Like, you can do it now. It didn't used to be that you could do it, but you can do it now, which is very cool.
So are you looking for a way to allow this to fail rather than deleting it just because you're being nice, or you want to be a bit more methodological? Okay, there's that word I can never say on the stream.
Methodological. It's a good word.
It is a good word, if I could say it.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is, we could try nuking it, but I was wondering if we just turn it into something that will just allow us to do all the things rather than deny us to do all the things, whether we could just leave it in place and keep going and play with it later. But let's try nuking it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but there was only one policy. I didn't see a policy to block the deletion of a policy, which would be a nice trick in itself. So.
That would be admission. Or, I guess you could use OPA or something. CPOL dash.
I think it was called disable pod. Disable -pod. Oh, the sledgehammer approach.
Terminate.
It's my favorite technique. And it's gone.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can get in there.
Ta-da! Oh, I thought it was it. Yeah. Oh no.
No, that's probably okay. It's probably just going to take
the
a
image,
second.
maybe. No, I think we've got a networking issue. The bash image shouldn't take that long, right?
Probably not. But we did see some other stuff, didn't we? Like we saw the chaos thing. So I wonder if we're...
Yeah, there is the Litmus chaos deployed to our cluster. We got 2 nodes in a not ready state, which I'm assuming could be a side effect of this Litmus stuff that's running.
I know that the Litmus stuff has labels. I think that opt you in. And what I'm wondering is whether failure domain. I don't see any labels there.
No, I don't see anything chaosy.
No. But not ready, not ready, not ready. That's probably not a good thing.
So what makes Kubernetes return a not ready when you're doing a get nodes? What does it consider a ready node? Do you know?
Usually ready. Oh, what was that? So ready nodes are really about the configuration of the kubelet, right? So if you listen, in fact, you can even see to some degree like why it's ready or not ready. So Kittle node state worker A. So ready in this case looks like requests limits. There's nothing being used here. So this is a big part of ready right here, right? Network unavailable, false, memory pressure unknown. Kubelet has stopped posting node status, which means that this node has just kind of, withered off into the history books. It's not connect. It's no longer reporting in. So we have to go look at why that node's not reporting in, right? So in this case, ready means that, but ready could mean any of these things. And with like some of the more recent stuff in Kubernetes now has the way, or this is now extensible. You could have things like, node problem detector indicate whether a node is ready or not ready as well, and kind of and extend that. But for the most part, if you look at this conditions status here, that's going to tell you what not ready means. So let's go jump into our other nodes and see what we see. Do you want to pop open a connection, or shall I?
Yeah, you can do it. I'll just join. That's all good.
Okay. Get all. I'm going to target first. Get nodes. I'm going to jump into 7694F. Let's see, servers 7694F. Subscribe to Rawkode. Do you see that?
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Appreciate the assist. All right, so we've done a system control status on the kubelet. It looks like it is loaded, but not running.
Not so happy.
In fact, yeah, we can see it's in activating auto restart 7 seconds. So kubelet, not happy.
Exception.
Yeah, we need to get the journal logs here. Dash flu?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is going on here?
So it looks like
Object.
it failed to load the kubelet config. Object API version missing.
Nice. Okay. Varlib kubelet config.yaml. That's actually a super handy error.
Yeah, if only all error messages were as helpful as that. Ah, look at the typo. Cheeky Siam. Do you see it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get over to it.
It's AII.
What's that? AII.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, RP. And while I'm in here, I already see something that looks a bit mischievous, but our client CA file, 5 lines down, is ca2.crt. I wonder if that's either been renamed or it was just throwing a random 2 in there to confuse.
It is surprising. SC Kubernetes PKI CA2.
Not even leaving Vim. Look at that. ca.cert. There we go. Yes, I am. We got it. Oh, you've dropped into recording mode.
That's how I roll. You know, I like to. 172.
26010. Yeah, that's correct. For kubedns. I have that IP address ingrained in me now. So.
Everything else looks pretty okay. This is actually one of the things that always trips me out. You see this line right here? Static pod path?
Yeah.
This means that with a kubeadm based cluster, static pods work on any node. Isn't that interesting? They should only have to work on the control plane nodes. There was an issue open for this, but never got really resolved.
I didn't know that. So on a worker node, I could create that directory, add the config, and then just run whatever workloads I want.
Yep.
One of our friends and my current colleague, Dan Finneran, discovered that if you put the namespace into a static manifest, that namespace that doesn't exist, it will still run the pod, and it's invisible to kube control commands, which I think is ridiculous. That shouldn't be a thing. That needs fixed.
Dan and I have been up to some pretty good honks that way. That is kubelet. Hey.
That looks happy. So I'm just going to jump over to our other tab and run our get nodes, and yeah, that one is back and happy. So.
All right, let's jump over to number
PMCQH.
PMCQH. I'm going to start it, and you'll join, or
yeah, go for it.
Okay. Welcome, Duffie. I feel welcome. I am.
All right, let's see what we got here. It does say not ready, scheduling disabled, which makes me think the kubelet. Oh no, it's not going to be okay because I can see it's restarting already. I thought we might get an okay kubelet with something fishy going on, but not the case.
We have another exception. Get all minus U kubelet. The U is for unit, L is for wrap lines, F is for follow.
Yeah, I tend to do XE-U. I don't know why I separate them though. I feel really silly now that I didn't think of that, so I'm stealing this from you. And I always used to do no pager for the wrap lines, so that -L is awesome. That's probably the best thing I've learned today. Well, that and the other thing you taught me with Chrome, which is, I guess you could.
Oh yeah, the trick is self-signed certs. This is unsafe. Good trick.
Yeah, I'll let you read the logs then while I explain that. Like, Teleport as running with still signed certificates, and Chrome I just assumed didn't let me do that because it was trying to be secure. And then Duffie taught me that if I just type this is unsafe, this is unsafe, into the browser, it loads it anyway. It's an awesome little trick.
I think our problem.
Here. Container D is not wrong. In fact, no, the path to the socket is wrong. You see there's missing a K. My face is almost covering it, but hopefully people can see that.
Where is that? System.
Dun, dun, dun. I don't see a
system
D socket.
System kubelet service D10 Kubernetes config. Cat C system kubelet. Varlib kubelet config.yaml.
I really wish there was an easier way to work through all the different environment files.
There are too many of them, but yeah. I mean, like consolidating a bunch to one place in varlib kubelet config.yaml has been a boon for sure. But I think what I'm looking for is this one. Varlib kubelet kubernetes flags.env. So cd varlib kubelet.
There it is.
Yes. Another trick. Boink.
Oh, whoopsie. I'm not supposed to make it worse. Come on, fix it.
All right. Yeah.
I've lost track of the amount of times I've made a cluster worse on this show.
Kubelet.
All right, let's see. Let me jump over. Trying to watch. Oh, done that weird thing.
Online again.
It's now ready, but scheduling is disabled, so I'm assuming it's got some sort of taint on it.
We just cordoned. So let's take a look.
Oh, cordon, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump back over to that. Host and do PMCQH worker PMCQH nodes.
There.
Right.
You want to run a get pods all and see if all those random broken things are coming back to life? Those dashes are causing me no.
They're really good.
Oh no, we've still got a lot of. No, maybe it's getting better.
Still, we're looking pretty good. I think they're running. Let's take a look at your test app again, if you don't mind.
Yep. Let me reload. I really need to speak to the teleport team and get that fixed. So let's see. Get pods. Port forward. It's not changed, has it? Nope.
Give a refresh on that guy.
Yeah, it's trying, but I think it's going to time out again on us. So we're still unable to speak to Postgres. Connections, okay, yeah. I think it's going to time out on us.
All right.
There we go. So we still got something weird going on here.
Okay. Keep it all.
But we do have all the kublets online. So that's progress.
See,
So what are you thinking at the moment?
I am actually curious how it's configured, like, if there is DNS busted or anything else like that. The other thing I'm thinking about is just trying to see if I can resolve DNS from inside there to see if there's a real problem.
Well,
Or
yeah,
if the
that
problem somewhere
kube
else.
control run you did for the bash pod it's still pending, which is
Yeah.
something I think we need to fix in order to get the connectivity within the cluster working.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, you know what I think is happening?
Go for it.
I'm curious. Yeah, we still haven't figured out what he was doing with all the chaos stuff.
Oh, yeah. Should we just delete all that chaos stuff? Surely that's just there to trip us up. Although if it has
Sure.
caused chaos, deleting it may not be the best approach. We probably wanted to undo the chaos.
So controller manager is looking okay.
I think we should take a look in the Litmus namespace then. That was created. We both know Litmus Chaos is a CNCF project. Chaos Monkey sales thing. So Siam is a way to fetch another popcorn.
We do have the chaos operator running. We have chaos operator metrics running. We have a deployment. Should we just nuke it? Let's just nuke the deployment.
Let's just nuke it. Nothing good ever came from running chaos in a cluster.
It's actually kind of an interesting thing. I want to point out my reasoning here. Like in the deployment, if we have a pod that's running that is the chaos operator, then it's the chaos operator that's eating our lunch, right? It's actively finding our lunch and eating it. But if we disable that pod, then it can no longer do that thing, right? So when I'm deleting that deployment, I should be able to completely disable the chaos operator from doing what it was doing before, unless it's running as a static pod somewhere, in which case I will be so pleasantly surprised I am. I can't even really put it into words. But this is the reason why I'm totally down with turning this off in this case.
Let's see what happens. Bye-bye, chaos. Hold on.
No resource.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to reload my app. Do we think that the chaos just disappearing is going to fix... Oh no, the bash one is still pending. Should we maybe describe that?
I want to see what's happening. Get all pod bash.
Yeah,
still says pending.
Not very useful.
So it's like maybe the scheduler's not there.
Yeah, strange that we're getting nothing. Bet you there's another typo in in the scheduler manifest or something. No, it looks like it's there.
It's restarted a few times.
Yeah.
So in another window, I have like a kind cluster stood up because kind is also KubeADM based. And that can help me like understand what the configuration looks like for a working scheduler.
Mm-hmm.
Deployment. curious about looking at that real quick. Kube scheduler 124 looks right, like the right image. I don't see anything particularly bad about this scheduler. It looks okay. What I wonder is, there is a way to extend the scheduler. Big maps. And system. But I don't see anything extending it. What if we did kubectl create deployment test equals this. Unknown flag image. What you talking about? Kubectl.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Although I don't often bust out a create deployment, to be fair. Normally just use a kube control run.
Different. Where have I typed it? I must have typed it or something.
It worked.
I created the replica set.
Yeah, sure. We've not seen a pod yet. Pending.
Pending. Wide. Not being scheduled though. The scheduler is definitely not doing the thing. Our problem is the scheduler.
Shall we take a look at the scheduler logs?
Kubectl logs dash in. Oh, okay. Before I do this, I want to make a bet that it's permissions. Oh.
So the scheduler. Oh, look at the port number on that. Yeah, there we go. Happy fingers, Siam.
Wow, that's pretty. Okay, where is that configured? Oh, that is configured here.
Oh, you just jumped out the manifest directory. Don't know if you meant that.
No, I did.
Oh, schedulers. Ah, right.
So
okay.
Yes. So good, Siam. We should quite fun to sign.
All right, let's run that get pods. The scheduler. Oh well, when we change the config for the scheduler, do we need to restart that pod? Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like that's the thing about most of the most things in the application space. Nothing, unless it's implemented specifically, nothing's going to trigger to the fact that the file system has changed. So move manifest to here. Pods.
There was a cool trick last week that someone pointed out that you can just touch the file in order to restart it. You don't.
That was Jason. I learned that last week. I did not know that I did not know that.
Jason just popped up with a comment. Hey, we need to restart that. Yep. Yeah, that was a good trick. I like that one. In fact, he's already jumped in. Touch would work well. Yeah, that was a great thing I learned last week. I loved that one.
Wonder if there's like another typo and it's less obvious.
No, there we go.
Heyo.
Back in
All right.
business.
I think we have this cluster.
Well, no, we don't have a database connectivity yet. Still not resolved our DNS issue. But we are getting short on time. Oh, the pods aren't creating either. Hopefully that's just him. Oh.
Create that puppy. Let's go. Pull it. I mean, I know I'm impatient.
I think we're going to have to describe that. Yeah, that's not right. So now it's scheduled, but unable to run.
Pulling image. All right. Well, let's see what this has been associated with. This is on worker 7694F. Oh, let's see here. Docker library bash failed to do request. Dial TCP lookup register on 147.75.207.20. What is that? Is that a DNS name that you actually know?
That is 147.75 is the facility or region that I have deployed this to. So no.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back over to this guy, this node here, which is the 7694F node. And I already still have my session open, I think.
Oh, yep, I'm on it. There we
go. Okay, curl google.com. .com. I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Let's just throw 8.8.8.8 in there. Let's get it working.
Well, let's see if it works from the google.com. Definitely works from here. Cat, let's see, resolve.com.
Which session are you on?
I just went back to the master real quick, just to look at its resolve.com. I'm going to compare. So 207, 207, 207, 208.
Oh, yeah, he's taking the numbers off the end.
Oh. All right. It's all these, you know, it's death by 1,000 cuts. 7, 8. All right, and then I'm going to go back to them. I'm going to do curl google.com. Hey. Then I'm going to jump back to the master.
Yep.
Kubectl will get pods. Bash is running. Test is still kind of mostly unhappy.
Oh, that, yeah. That's then back off, so it might just need kicked.
Mostly do kubectl, describe pod. Successfully pulled in.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Now, what does it look like for the database?
Not good. Still, I think that's going to time out again.
All right. Kubectl.
So should we jump inside of the container, the clustered container, and try and execute a few commands? Okay. want to just check that's working. That exists, I mean.
Do you have a script in here that does like the testing?
No, I'm afraid not. You're going to have to do an apt update, I think, on that.
Oh.
We have no connectivity.
Wait a minute, that doesn't look right. You said it was something else before. No, wait, is it?
172.26010 is right. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Kubectl,
Yeah, get services.
dash and kube system.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's okay.
Do you want to describe
So
it? Make sure we got endpoints.
Right. I'm gonna pull another bash trick.
Nice. It has endpoints too. Okay, that looks good.
So our exec, interesting. So when we're in here, cat c resolve.com 26010 curl google.com.
It feels like a network policy to me.
You're probably right because you're using Cilium. Good call, David.
I get them right once in a blue moon, so hopefully today's my day. No, well, maybe it's a misleading name. I don't think that's a deny ingress. Let's just delete it. All right, I'm going to jump over to my app. Look at that.
That was a nice catch.
May your bag be bountiful and your success great. P.S. You're very smart and hot. Signed, Stephen Augustine. And here's my lovely video for y'all, telling us that we've got time. We need to fix this. There we go. Should we deploy the update?
Yeah, good.
Clustered image version 2. Oh, I don't have an alias key. There's no point in adding it now. We have our new version coming. Let's pop over here, get a new port forward. I think we fixed everything, hopefully. The image isn't too big. It should pull quick.
Very cool. Thank you, Sam. That was fun.
There we go. We have our new container. Port forward this one. And make sure our upgrade worked. I think it's just not ready yet. There we go. And if the video doesn't load, I think that's just my application.
Fight for your limits, and sure enough, they're yours by Duffie's mom. It's true. I love that statement. It's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Mom knowledge is the best knowledge. Thank you, Siam. That was awesome.
We're not going to get my dancing video because clearly I've messed up V2 of the image, but the quote worked. We have our connectivity. We did deploy our update. We are ready for Cluster 13. You happy?
Yeah.
Good? Right.
I'm happy.
Thank you, Sam. That was good fun. Let's get that closed. so I don't make, because I've got a very bad habit of going to the wrong cluster. So, all right, 0.13, export kubeconfig, and then we'll come over here. Okay, let's jump onto the control plane. So this cluster, I kind of left as a little bit of a surprise for you.
All right.
We had two returning breakers, former colleagues of yours. Can you guess who that would be?
Oh no!
It is
was
Jason.
Was it Finneran and Jason DeDabiris?
It is Dan and Jason. They decided to put a little something special together for you.
You know, so, I feel like I'm opening a love letter here, right? You know, like that makes me feel awesome. All right, so make the here. Oh, cool.
Okay, I'll be back at just 1 second. Apologies.
All right. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, it's not a good sign.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Okay. Did we have an API server, or is that too much to ask?
I think that is too much to ask. 16.8.49. 68.49. All right. Well, that's the first test I wanted to look at. Okay. Let's line again so I can remember what it is.
Jason saying no API server. I didn't expect there to be one, to be fair, but you know, I can remain a little bit hopeful at times.
Sierra Kettle, yes. Oh my! Oh, oh my!
A little sparse there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking a little anorexic. It's true. Kubernetes manifests. So like,
interesting.
You know, like when you go to when you're tab completing and you realize that there's more to a word than you think there is. You know that feeling. Yeah, I'm having that feeling.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the left is in the. Oh.
Not working. But I'm just going to take a quick peek at these because that's, I think, probably a good idea. Just to take a quick little look here. Okay. No, that's all. Looking okay.
Looks normal.
Maybe
suspiciously so.
Oh, even etcd is gone. Yeah, that's a good sign. Okay. Not totally broached. Also, oh. What?
Does that look okay? Does that look bad?
I mean, I don't think the etcd, the daemon, actually generates a thing that's called wall.broken. I'm just putting it out there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like we might be recovering some etcd stuff here.
I need to start adding rules. No breaking etcd either.
Wireless etcd, 2381, 2381, 2379, It doesn't look like they've been too mean to me here. Like this all looks right to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing this. Move etcd. Hold on, what's that? Okay. Slash
should we run like a PS or something first? Just because maybe they are running and no, because cry control would show us down at the lowest level, right? There's no way to hide stuff from a cry control.
Well, there is, but you got to be a little more creative. I don't think they did that. I don't think they would do that per se.
Right. Okay, I trust you. Oh, we got a Cilium agent trying to pop up there.
Ready. It's a good sign. Right. Okay, that's a reasonably good sign. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move the API server over there.
So you're just moving things back one by one because you don't trust these two, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I trust these guys with my life, or at least the life of my pets. That's good.
I guess it could take a little bit longer for the API server, but let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. So when we do a cry control get pods there and it says state ready, that's just as far as the container goes and not readiness probes or anything like that, because it's not aware of that level, right?
Yeah, so like pods shows you the sandbox and PS shows you the process.
Okay, got it.
So etcd did in fact bounce on us. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move API server back
delete? Or should we delete that broken file? Maybe that's causing SED to fail to initialize. Maybe it's just like a random text file that's got some, profanity in it or something.
I like where your head's at, but I want to see at LPS -A. I want to see if you can grab the logs from this puppy. At all logs.
I guess you could also go to var log containers as well. Although I didn't know cry control could do that too. So that's cool. We got a permissions.
Yeah.
Doesn't look bad. You see anything that's suspicious? Looks okay to me.
Hold on.
Open var lib etcd member snap. Is it not running as root? We got a security context. Is that what you're looking for?
What I was wondering was like if it was mounted read only or something fun. It doesn't look like it was. Hmm.
It looks fine. And I keep saying that in my weird high-pitched voice because I have no idea. See that error message again. There it is. Cannot open database varlib etcd member snapdb. Operation not permitted.
Open snapdb. So let's do a look at snapdb. Oh my gosh. Sure.
So you want to see if there's any weird attributes on the file that would
blown away if this is what they've done. I can't even remember what the syntax is to look at the permissions of a thing. Hold on.
Jason's left his very sneaky comment there. There are more to permissions than the files. Yeah.
Shutter. But I want to see the permissions. Ellis header. That's what it is.
I think we need a translator.
You dirty dog!
Can you explain that to me?
Hold on. That's beautiful. So, in the file, in these attributes, file system attributes, right? It's a thing. It's like a security feature for the underlying. Because in Linux, everything is a file, so you can actually mark a file immutable. And if you mark that file immutable with its attributes, then that means that nothing can effectively mutate it. What's neat about permissions here is that we're so used to looking at like whether I'm allowed to do a thing. Not think of like attributes more like the authorization rather than the authentication. Like I'm authenticated to do the thing. I have read write. I'm good. It knows me. I'm root. I'm good. But Chatter says, but no matter who you are, you cannot do that, right? So it's like basically setting the permission to block it. So I want to disable -I think.
Should we just do a man change adder and see if it lists the different attributes? Would that work?
I think I want Chatter -I.
Oh, there's no man DB. Oh well, never mind. So that I is an immutable flag, and we think that we've removed that, and now etcd should start when it restarts correctly.
Yeah.
That was 2 minutes ago, so we might just have to.
Oh, I'm looking at a.
Here's the old one. Yeah, exit 2 minutes ago. Does that mean the touch didn't work? Or did we move it back out of the directory and into the...
I have not moved it out of the directory. It is right where it's supposed to be. I know this works though.
Yeah, I don't think you moved it. You only put 1 dot instead of 2.
You see the SCD pod drop. There goes. And move SCD back into manifest.
Yeah, there's conversations in the chat right now about SE Linux and AppArmor. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
That would be great. Yeah.
That's now on the list of banned things.
Jason knows how I feel about AppArmor, so that would be particularly cruel. I feel like I'm getting some lag here. See your eye kettle.
Well, we don't know they haven't done other stuff to this machine. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something timed inappropriately.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not coming back. Oh, look at the load average.
Load. Dang.
We better stop that quick before we lose access to this host. K-swap-D. What was your thought process in running mount there?
I was trying to see if we could do an LS swap and see if we have it, but I don't remember what the trick is. So, like, swap.
We could just do swap off all. I think it's dash all.
Okay. So there's no swap. So you're not using a ton of memory. We do see the kubelet freaking out.
Yeah, the kubelet. Interesting. You want to try a PSAUX and get a full path on that K-swap-D, just in case it's just in case it's named that way, but not actually. Or you think it's kubelet?
I'm just going to take the kubelet out for now because it's freaking out. So I want to like try and reduce the load. If the kubelet's taking up so much juice, then maybe that'll help us a little bit. There we go. Get on. Nope.
Nope.
Also not what I wanted. View message.
C group out of memory process killed API server.
Well, that's because the kubelet died, and that's okay. You know what? I'm going to move FS API server. I'm going to move the API server back out of here. I don't know for sure if there's not something else happening. I haven't looked at the image or anything. Okay. CTL. SFLU. Damn that minus. Gotta really find a way to do that.
Joys of a new keyboard.
Right?
Yeah. We all do it. Alright, let's see what the keyboard logs say then.
Memory C group out of memory error. Total
Sure.
VM. Oh, they messed with the C groups.
I think my teleport has. It's not crashed. It's just very slow.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever we start the kubelet or the API server, bad things are happening.
They are. Also see a C group out of error message, out of memory error.
That looks
I don't
okay.
see a limit in the unit file though. Yeah. C group. Yeah, I'm pulling up a command that should give us the ability to see like what the top consuming C groups are, and see if there's maybe a C group that has been started up in another namespace or some other way.
Does that say that we only have 1.6 gig of memory?
It does. Oh, I just got kicked out. Boink. Hold on.
Oh, this machine's definitely slowing down again.
Is it restarting or 186.999?
There's something weird with the machine. We got 62 gig of RAM, but we've only got one available. Oh, in fact. Oh, Jason's commenting. What does 3-H show? What's the H? I only know G and M.
Human readable. I can't even get back in right now.
Yeah, we've only got 1.1 gig of RAM available to the machine.
Yeah.
So that means the. So how would we restrict the memory of it? Would that have to be a kernel boot arg, or is there another way of doing that?
You could do cat proc CMD line and see if something was defined there.
That looks okay. Yeah.
I think it's going to be.
Could they have cat something
I think it's going to be in the way that.
Sorry, you go.
I think it'll be something in the way the C groups are configured. Like the C group itself has been manipulated for the root C group.
Now, is that root C group going to be process 1? Like, can we see it by prodding around it?
Yeah.
Like if I do a cat C group.
I think I'm going to need some help from, well, Dan, of course, you know, this is probably going to be a thing that is a little bit on the edge of my experience. So somewhere there.
But you can modify the kernel through the sys interface, right? Is there a way for us to pull something out of here?
It would probably be under
C group.
Yeah, under C group.
Maybe not.
Features.
Maybe it's MM. Oh, you think it's C group features? Hold on. Sorry. It's really painful to type.
I can't even get in though.
Jason has said it's not C group related, so there must be another way to restrict the memory on this device. They haven't modified the kernel boot parameters. We got a comment in chat, proc mem info. Let's check that out. Whoa. I got booted out.
Hey, when you invited me, what username did you give me?
Your Twitter handle.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure how to pronounce. Is it Moyline? Molian? How would you say it?
Maui, like the island I grew up on. Maui. Oh. Lion, like the big cat. Maui lion.
Maui lion. Got it. All right, we're going to have to get a handle on this memory thing because otherwise debugging this cluster is not going to work.
My intuition is telling me that they did something to like the root C group that limited the available memory to the root C group, the top one. That's Jason what I think has happened.
Has told us it's not C group.
Well, I can't even get back in, so there's that.
Yeah, I'm going to try and SSH from my terminal and see if that helps.
There is a runtime tunable.
Yeah, we may have to pull up Google. All right, okay. So how?
Unclaimable memory. What if you do cat proc mem info? Anything?
Oh, that's what I tried to do before it completely died on me.
VM allocated. No, that looks. I mean, unless I'm missing something, this is all looking. I think our instance is in another castle. That's what I think. So he says it's a runtime tunable. Let's take a look at the configuration of containerd. Can we do systemctl?
But my host is showing that we don't have memory available. I don't think that's his containerd, right? Like.
Well, everything is in a namespace, right? So it's going to be, I mean, but you just said, so like we have two options. Either we're missing something in the way that C groups themselves are configured at the kernel layer. And we need to go chase that down and find out where that is. Or runtime wise, there's something messing us up. So my intuition tells me that I want this to be something where they configured the root C group and limited the amount of memory available to it. You can tune the kernel virtual memory. Kernel virtual memory.
Process VM. Okay, so.
I'm impressed. Tuning virtual memory. Can you take a look at sysctl-a pipe grep? Let's see. What do I want to see?
Mem, do -I just in case. Yeah? Maybe not.
It's probably VM. I want to see VM min free k bytes.
Let's try VM instead of mem. Maybe there's something missing.
User reserve k bytes 131072. What's up there?
Which one, sorry?
Min free k bytes is 501.
Oh, so that's saying that we have to keep this number of kilobytes available, which is not means they can't be allocated by the kernel. So we could probably just do echo 0 over the top of that. So
well, there's a CTL way of resetting it to its default, which is not what you're doing here.
I like the sledgehammer approach. I would just have echo 0 right over the top of that in the sys file system. But how can we reset with sysctl?
CTL dash. Hold on.
Read values from system directories.
Yeah.
-- system. All right, let's see if that changed our VM minimum allocatable. No, it's still ridiculously high. At least I think that's high. Let's try the sledgehammer.
Let's jump into another. I would jump into another host and see what it is. So it's probably something that's reasonable that it should be set at. I'm a big fan of like having an example of something that is working the way it's supposed to, and then comparing that with the thing that is not working the way it's supposed to.
I'm not happy with the performance of this machine either, to be fair. Yeah,
min free. Yeah. So let's make it that. I'd be happier with that change.
All right. So echo. I didn't copy properly. 67584.
You can echo it in, or you can also do system ctl-w, and then the argument equals the value. Either way works.
What was it? Men free
k bytes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
And that's already snappy. Like.
Now let's look at top. Yeah. Okay. So that's
in fact,
good.
we could
Let me
run
see if I can log back in.
free-h. Yeah, we've got available 60 gig now. Okay, we're back to business. Let's see if you can join this session again.
And I am options, join session. Back in business. So sneaky. So sneaky.
All right, so I guess what we want to do now is get the kubelet and API server back into the manifest directory and see if we can find some sense of normality here. One hopes.
Okay.
Hey, happy?
Yes, let's see.
Thanks, Jason. Normal is relative. That fills me with great hope.
I'll be right back in just 1 second, okay?
Of course.
If you want to see if the API server comes up, that'd be awesome.
All right, no worries. All right, so the API server is back in here. I guess I should use cry control. Nothing there. Oh, why is it just slow? Am I being very impatient? No, there we go. Nice. Okay, so we have an API server. I can't remember if we did the symlink, but let's see if we can do. We can. Okay. Well, we got 2 nodes not ready. Kube system namespace. Obviously missing a couple of things, but doesn't look too bad. And my actual application. Database is terminating, but let's try moving over the rest of these manifests. I like how Duffie took things nice and slow and one by one and was trying to verify things, and I just kind of, it'll be fine. Okay, scheduler, good. Controller manager, good. Well, running. Won't say good just yet. Let's see. In our kube system namespace. I fixed it all. You're off the hook. Oh, you can't hear me yet.
Woohoo!
Oh, you can. Okay.
All right.
So I've moved.
All right, job done. Too easy.
I moved those manifests back in. The API server came up. I put the controller manager and the scheduler back in. They appear to be coming up. We can speak to the API server. Controller manager's not quite healthy yet, but I think it's getting there. So we still, I ran to get nodes. We've still got 2 of them down. There's still 2 worker nodes that need a little bit of CPR. But the Kubernetes control plane does seem to be okay. I will say okay.
Fine. Okay.
So we probably want to jump onto DR44 and QPQ, unless there's something else on here that we need to check out. But
oh, dang it. I was really close on that one too, you know.
It's getting better.
Damn. There we go. All right. So I think you're right. I think what I want to see. I didn't look at these other 2, and I think I would like to just real quick for my own edification.
Is that controller list bit suspect? No, that's maybe okay. That star kind of threw me.
Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, and then cat.
Yeah, pretty simple. Okay.
Oh, okay, no, it's okay. All right. Just out of curiosity, do you have?
Nothing suspicious there. Oh, you're looking for pod security policies.
Yeah, I was just curious. These are places where I would like. Feel like one of the things I should have done earlier was this one for sure. Because we are on a Cilium cluster. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, let's go see if we can get our nodes back. Get nodes. Let's jump over to DR44B.
There's a session open if you just want to join that one.
Oh, cool. I'll just join that one. Do you want to start a session on the other one too?
Yep, on it. All right, we have sessions. So I'm on DR44B right now.
I'm not sure what I'm on.
Oh no,
close that.
Config here.
Okay, DR443. Active sessions. There we go. Now I see it. All right. So DR443.
We have a kubelet. It's active and running. Nothing suspicious. Logs.
Of course not.
Reload.
Okay.
So we have a kubelet, but we're not ready.
That's a good sign.
No errors.
No obvious errors.
That's true. Oh,
there we go. Cannot. Connection refused on the Docker socket, on the container D socket.
Yeah, I can't speak to container D. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not running. I don't think
Can't be that easy though.
No, I don't think that's going to run for long.
Oh, that's that thing again. Okay.
I'm going to add that to my automation for spinning up these clusters so we don't have to configure it every single time.
I think that's a good idea. So a couple of things we've been doing in this session, which I've really been enjoying, right? One is that we are in our own hurry. We're not in anybody else's hurry, right? I know that that's hard to accomplish sometimes, but it definitely brings some
I'm enjoying
peace to what we're trying.
The chillness and the thinking and the talking process.
Yeah.
It's working well.
You know what our targets are? Like, we're moving through it. Like, one of the things that I think the show probably could use a little bit of is like, just remember that, like, no matter what, like, everybody in this audience, shout out if you're with me, audience, is rooting for us. Like, everybody is rooting for us. We literally cannot fail in this scenario. There's absolutely no way to do it. But no matter how hard it looks like it's going to be or how difficult it is, like, know that that things are always going to be on your side. I'm going to jump back over to this master and see if we've cleared this problem.
Okay.
Join session. Nodes. Yeah. Okay. We got DR44B back. Let's take a look at QP.
So starting container D was all we had to do there?
I know. I'm nervous.
I've got suspicious eyes for sure on that one, but all right, I'll take it.
Well, because it's a subtle trick. Like, they probably expected that to be more subtle than it was, because, like, the way it works, like it would look like things are still running, right? Pods are still active and running. Why isn't it working? But if you didn't know that containerd was broken, then it might take you a while to get there.
That's true.
So
it's easy to overlook the obvious. Definitely, I think I've done that time and time again. All right, so what are you thinking? We should jump onto QPQ. You want to get that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump onto QPQ. Exactly.
There's an active session there. Feel free just to join it.
And that is where I am. Oh, looks like our. Oh, wait a minute. It says it's killed. Why did it say killed?
Yeah.
What would have killed?
Oh, I just need to reload.
Why is that being killed, do you think?
You're looking for suspicious processes?
I am.
Kernel. Smiley face from Jason. I'm assuming that's a suspicious processes. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's our teleport. Why is it saying killed? Something is. The other possibility, the other one was so easy, and then this was really where they're going to make it shine for us. All right, so let's see. Something is sending the kubelet a kill.
A sick kill, yeah.
That could be fun to find. I was hoping that I would see, like, some dumb little script somewhere, like sending a kill.
Yeah, well, Jason did leave us a comment. He said, why honk with a suspicious process when you can have the system honk for you?
Fair.
Memory max 64K.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I would do it. Yeah. So good.
Terrible people.
David reload.
So the sick kill wasn't because of a bad setting. And a great Bill Gates quote there from Jason in the chat. Who needs more than 64K of memory?
Right. I mean,
it's always amusing. I'm going to jump onto the control plane just to run get nodes. And we've lost DR44's died on us again. Our starting of containerd I do not think was enough.
Excellent.
But we do have QQ ready, if that helps.
Cool. Well, we'll leave that one. We'll leave QQ working itself out for a while, and then we'll jump back over to.
Yeah, I think they're going to play cat and mouse with us possibly, but let's jump on to DR44.
Yeah.
99. I still have a DR4. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So we're seeing, network namespace.
Boom.
Too many open files. I feel like when we started container D, we've let loose a dragon.
I think you might be right. Too many open files. Check network namespace close. CNI. Too many open files. Okay, so that probably wasn't what I wanted. I wanted else. Let's see. 3-I.
Oh, you're trying to do the inodes as df-i. Yeah. That looks good though. 2%.
So free used.
I mean, maybe it's the U limit.
It could be.
We could read max. What's it called? Oh, file max. Oh no. Okay.
That's pretty big. Too many open files. File to get usage for snapshot. Oh wait, you know what? Usage for snapshot is probably a red herring.
Is that in the logs?
Now this one is kind of checked though.
Where are you?
See that we see too many. Oh, sorry, I was scrolling back up in the history.
Oh. Yeah, we don't share scroll, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think it did anything.
Doesn't particularly like that, yeah. Lots of too many open files. It shut down again, right? No, it's still running.
Yeah, it looks okay on my end. I'm just scrolling.
I'm gonna take a look
So it
at the
happened
log from the
when we started container D, right? So we need to know what containers are running and maybe find a bad apple.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, you know what? You were just saying this yourself. Let's see, Kubernetes. Okay, that's good.
Try dash A. I mean,
Kubelet. YAML. Oh, it's the right place.
what if it starts with a dot?
Wait, what?
I was just curious if they had a hidden dot file.
Oh, I don't think we get caught.
All right. Okay. Could they have over? Could it be a fake file system?
You know what? Let's look at this real quick. Let's go back to master for a sec, for the control plane for a second. Sorry. Kubectl, describe, node.
Well, you want to see what states it's got. Okay. That's a good idea.
Saying node ready.
Run nodes again.
Hold on, reading this. Memory pressure false. Disk pressure false. Grid pressure false. Ready true. Kubelet is posting a ready status. Did I go to the wrong one? Don't get nodes. I'm having that dining on red herring kind of feeling.
Huh.
Okay.
Intermittent problem.
That's fine, really. Get pods.
All right, shall we test my app?
Yes, we should. Remember, you're on 13 now.
Yep. So I'm setting up the port forward. Heading the web. And we got version 1.
Okay, but that means we're hitting the database.
It does. So now we can do a edit deployment clustered. Version 2.
Continue creating. We're past the scheduler.
Mental note to pre-pull the images, although people may mess with them, I guess. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you using fish or ZSH?
It's ZSH. Dead shell. There we go. Oh, is it actually going to... It worked on this cluster.
Nice.
We got the happy dance. Even though I'm not smiling.
I like the happy dance. May your bag be bountiful and your success be great. I love it.
Is that us?
Well, heck. Jason, how are we doing?
I think we got it all. Awesome.
It says down to the final honk. But then it says uniments. Something's weird here.
Yeah. Especially with that DR44 node, which was ready, unready, with too many open files, and then ready again. I'm sure if we left it long enough, that our DR44B would maybe disappear. But for now, it's healthy. Our app is working. We did our upgrade. I'm calling it a win.
Yeah. I think we're going to fall into the trap of like other operations folks. Those nodes are looking beautiful, Jason. Look at them. Look how happy they are. They're all ready. There's no like unreadiness. Yep,
they look ready, Jason. I think one of your geese may have fallen down a hole. Jason says that node.
What time, Bob? There's no time. Hey, it's working right now, though. You know what I mean? And like, it's time for lunch, and so we're gonna go have lunch, and then we're gonna like, No, I'm kidding. It's like the awesome. the classic. It's working here. It's working for me. Problem.
Works on my machine. We deployed our update. We seen the happy dance. The happy dance is the aim of the game. I think we smashed it. Well, I didn't do a lot of the heavy lifting, but still, I was here to witness it. So
yep,
I'm happy. All right,
I had a blast. Thank you very much. I look forward to breaking or fixing again. One of the things I extended to you before that I would totally be happy to extend to you again is that like you can always, if you're getting a situation where you feel like you want to dial a friend, you got my number. So
I
it would be
appreciate
awesome.
that. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Duffy. Thank you for, I know we went way over what we planned to do there, but thank you for your patience and persistence. Thank you to our breakers as well, to Siam, to
Yep.
Dan, and to Jason. We know there's a time bomb. If you want to cause chaos, you got to do it harder than that. We're going to run away before it breaks again. But thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you, Duffy. I'll speak to you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Have a bunch of fun.